kinda adore you, but don't get too proud. You're like my favorite snack, I won't say it out loud. I won't say you're perfect, we all know you're not. But hey, you're the best kind of weird that I got. Your songs are in my head, it's on repeat.
Oh no, I'm a failure. Should be on day 7 of my declutter challenge, and what has happened? Well, not really a failure. Alexa, kitchen lights on.
Okay.
Is that better? I don't know if that makes it worse. Not really a complete failure because I have motivation, if you like, to do this. Now, firstly, I am in Alexa, dryer off.
Okay.
Firstly, I am in a massive hoodie, and you can see this little button here, not influencing you or anything like that, because I don't want you to buy clutter, because we are in a massive declutter challenge. And now this isn't a challenge or a trend or anything on any platform. I am just decluttering my home, and I am challenging myself to get things sorted. So, am I a failure? Potentially, because I said my declutter would be the outside perimeter walls, and then I'll move on the inside. This is on the inside wall. But my method in my madness. Backtracking. I am in this heated hoodie because I literally got out of bed. It is 2:15. Alexa, what is the time?
It's 2:12 p.m.
As good as 2:15. And I've got out of bed. I have had a day where I have not been able to regulate my temperature. So I've been in my heated hoodie. It's disconnected at the moment, but I'm keeping it on to keep my body warm. So, especially considering what we're going to do. As I said, this is in an interior wall of my house, so it is supposed to be one of the last things to be decluttered. But the method in my madness, we are starting to do dump bags in the slow cooker. Call me lazy, call me a genius, whatever. Call me what you like. My mother usually does. She's dead, so don't worry. So that is the box that needs to be decluttered in my kitchen. It is not going to be decluttered at the moment, and the kitchen is not going to be decluttered. This is my focus today. Yes, my lips are incredibly dry, ignore them. Because we've got some dump bags in there and we need to make space, because as you would have seen in one of my videos, I believe it was posted around about the first of the month anyway, on my spend, I'm also doing no buy January, low buy year, no buy. And what I've worked out is January, we sort of didn't spend anything. February, we're doing our massive shops, Costco, Nala's, farm foods, whatever needs to be bought. Potentially things that we need from Amazon, not what we want. And the one thing that we do need is a bottle spatula. Now the spatulas I've got are too wide for the necks that we get here in the UK, and because we're going to be batch cooking, we need to get the sauces out of the bottom of the thing. Now I did have one many years ago when I was in South Africa, and it was blinking brilliant, and I cannot find them on Amazon. It was a stick. This is my masher. It was a it was a stick down, and it was a similar sort of thing, except not fanned like this, that just flared out at the bottom. So it was like a T shape. So if you imagine like that, and that's all round in silicone, to scrape out the bottom of the jars. Absolutely brilliant. Cannot find one on Amazon. So I am looking in, it's in my basket, it's not being bought yet, to replace that. So I do need to try and get through the freezer. I know I've got a lot of stuff there that has been in there since lockdown, so that is pushing 5 years now. 21, 22, yeah. I don't need to count that. Pushing 5 years now, so obviously things that are frozen need to be disposed of. So I'm going to try and tackle this freezer. I'm not convinced I'm going to get through it, but I want to at least get everything out of the freezer that needs to. I don't really think I'm going to be able to de-ice it and start again. We will see, because I have got rubbing alcohol that I can use to quickly spray it down, but I wanted to declutter that. So day 7 declutter challenge is going to be my freezer, because as my videos are posted randomly, we're still in January when this is filmed, but as of the 1st of February, we're doing that shop and we need to do the batch cooking or batch bagging. So I need to get this done before February. You are seeing this in the middle of February, but it is what it is. Can someone tell me where January went? The thing that I have stopped doing is buying fresh milk. We don't use milk often in this house. We probably use a litre a week if we're lucky. So I am buying them UHT pasteurized long life milk and sticking them up in the cupboard so that we can grab when we need. If it means that we have to throw away 500 mils, it's better than throwing away 2 litres of it. I don't know whether I need to get baskets. I haven't got any baskets here. My counters are clean. I'm just going to use them. I might do stay, go. Or I might just chuck everything into the sink that needs to go. Am I going to be influencing you to buy nice little pretty baskets to stick all your crap in from the freezer? No, it is what it is, whatever. With the previous heat wave that we had, I froze some water. If they've got a label on, they're still drinkable water. If they haven't got a label on, I use them as ice blocks. But I don't need them now, but I'll still keep the frozen water because they're still good. I have got a load of ice blocks, these white ice blocks. They are for my air conditioner, portable air conditioner. And so I do need those, and I do always keep ice blocks because if the freezer goes down for whatever reason, these can still work in the freezer. I'm not organising, I'm dumping. Please take note of dates on the packaging as well. If they are still within date, they are still fine to be used. If they're out of date and they are freezer food, get rid of them. Like that, it's out of date. It can go, and don't forget to remove your clips if you've got clips on them because they're no good. I always keep my bread in the freezer, stick it in the toaster, leave it out for a few minutes. It's fresh. Back bacon, this was before lockdown. My migraine hat, that ain't gonna go off. My ice cream is still good. January 2026, that is still good. I have to be quick because I don't want the stuff defrosting. Otherwise, it's not going to be any good. I know I bought these just before Christmas, actually for just leftover Christmas Boxing Day meals. So they're good. If they defrost, they're no good. Do not refreeze them. Costco cookies, the container is always so big, they've only got a 3-day shelf life. We always put them in like a Ziploc type bag and we just eat them frozen. Anything like these are frozen chicken breasts and stuff. We don't know when they were frozen, all the things, so they will be chucked. I think this was one of those lockdown bags. Only problem I'm going to have with putting the stuff in the sink is my cats like to vulture. When in doubt, chuck it out. Another thing, the sign of the amount of ice in the bag, that also can show you that it's been in there a while. I have extra ice blocks, packaging blocks, don't need. They can go. Oh my God. This one is in the freezer, it's on a Ziploc bag. The zip is not even zipped. It can go. We're freezing something. Even clipped it. Obviously it can go. August 2023. Anything older than 12 months has to go. Wow. This is 2022. bread. It's terrible, but that's the problem with having a deep freeze as well. These things get put in and forgotten about. And then it's a waste. Oh wow, we've still got a whole bag of Costco cookies. I think this is the fresh bag actually. These are my dump meals. They are good. They're only a few weeks old. The state of my freezer, it's atrocious. So, oh my goodness, that is disgusting. There's bits of drips and everything. So, in order to not... Alright, so that's my good food there. That's stored freezer proof. That is in my sink, and that is all the out of date stuff. Even the frozen food that you buy frozen is out of date, and all my clips. So a way to do this quickly so that the food doesn't defrost, I might have to take this hoodie off. My fingers feel a bit sticky. The other good thing is I don't feel temperature properly, even though my hands say it's bloody cold. So I do also have to watch for freezer burn. Now, I've got a kettle. I boiled it 4 hours ago. I'm just going to run that through. And that will loosen up all the ice. You do not need to use anything warmer. Alexa, stop. Anything warmer than 32 degrees Fahrenheit and anything warmer than 0 Celsius will melt the ice. You do not need boiling water. Use my rubbing alcohol, but I think it's going to take too long, so I'm just going to rinse this down slowly, melt the ice. I'm not bothered about the water pooling at the bottom. Get that all off. Now what do? I've got 3/4 of a freezer full of water, but it is de-iced. So I have got what we use as a sick bowl. It is clean, it gets washed every time, and I wash it in between because it is in the drawer and it does get dusty. I have also got a ton of Sperry's. These are terry toweling nappies. Use any towel you've got. Use disposable nappies, as in the pipey training pads, or whatever you've got. Doesn't matter. Yes, my floor is a little bit wet. Could be worse. I have got a drain hole. Can't be asked to use that drain hole at the moment, and it would be a lot quicker And it will be a lot quicker to just dump this in the sink. But I've got the food in the sink, so what am I going to do? I'm going to have to move all that stuff. Now, to use the sick bowl, I have got a bad back. I am going for physio for my back. So let's scrub the physio and empty the water. I've got skews on the floor so I don't slip. And it also mops up the water while you're busy thingy. Now I'm on the last little bit, I can't get to it, so I'm going to take a jug and scoop it up. Yes, I'm only getting that amount of water out, but every little helps. Just get as much water out as you can, and then dry it with the spewies. I'm just going to throw the towels in and dry it up. You don't want any water left in the freezer because it will just freeze into ice cubes. So now my freezer is de-iced and ready to go, and it has taken 35 minutes. Alexa, what's the time?
It's 2:54 p.m.
Let's get this freezer on and get it packed.
Emptied out my soul. You've heard it all before. Honest, but I know. Left these years ago. I was young and almost still could fill the void. We don't need the past in our lives for tomorrow. Never see the end of the night filled with sorrow. What do we do?
So that is going to be it for today's video. I'm going to let most of that food thaw out, put it in the food bin, and then that is going to be it. My freezer is restocked, repacked, clean. Don't use any chemicals in there. Rubbing alcohol dissolves anyway. I don't like to use anything. It was just a bit of residue and crumbs in there. So I don't like to use chemicals in there because don't forget your food is going to be sitting in there. So wash it out with water. As you saw, I used the hose pipe. Who cares? But it's done, and it took me 35-40 minutes. So, well, very impressed with that. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.
To love, what do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done, what do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done, what do we do to love?